Okay, Rutuja. Good evening, everyone. We are going to start within 3 to 4 minutes. Let others also join. Okay, guys. So let's start with the session. Just a second. Let me share my screen first. Okay, so I hope that my screen is visible to both of you. So basically, today we will start with the life cycles of components. Means we are going to talk about the components, that what is the life cycle of component, how they are created, and how they are inserted into the DOM, and after that how they are deleted from the DOM. Okay, so basically about that thing we are going to concentrate in today's session. So first of all, there are three phases in a particular life cycle, which is mounting, updating, and unmounting. Now let me tell you that what is mounting, what is updating, and what is unmounting. Suppose if you are inserting an element, if you are creating a new element and inserting that into the DOM, that is known as mounting process. Okay. Now as the element is there in your DOM and you want to update that, then that process is known as updating. And as the name is suggesting that unmounting is basically opposite of your mounting phase. So what will happen here? That whatever you are element you have inserted in the DOM, that will be deleted from the DOM. So basically what is the life cycle? You are going to insert something into the DOM, that is mounting. You are going to update that element, that is updating. And when you are going to just delete that element, that is known as unmounting. Hope it is clear to you. So now let's see one by one that in class components, what are the different function in these different life cycles. So first of all, we are going to learn about mounting process. Here the line is there that mounting means putting element into the document object model. Okay, means DOM, which resides in your browser. So what will happen? React has four built-in methods that get called in order to when mounting a component. In simple words, they want to say that whenever you have to just mount a particular component, means you have to create a component, you have to push that into the DOM, then there are these four functions which sequentially executes. Means first of all, if constructor is there, then it will execute. After that, if get derived states from props is there, that will be executed, then render, and then at last the component did mount. The sequence will remain the same. Okay, so you can see that from 1, 2, 3, 4, first if constructor is there, this will get you can say called, then this get derived state, then render, and after that the component did mount. But out of these, only this render function is basically required function. Means other three function are optional. If you want to write your code around these functions, you can write it, but they are optional. Only this render function is your, you can say, required function that will be there whenever you are calling inserting a particular element into the DOM. So let's read what is written over here. The render method is required and will always be called. The others are optional and will be called if you define them. Okay, means basically they want to say that this render function is required function. Other are optional, and if you want to call them, you can call them and define them. Okay, so let's talk about constructor first. So basically now we are going to learn about in mounting process. First of all, the first function, which is constructor. So the constructor method is called before anything else. We all have the idea that a constructor get called first in a class. Okay. So that's why they are saying that constructor will be called first when the component is initiated. Means whenever you are calling your component in app.jsx, suppose, so it will just redirect you to that particular component page and call this constructor function first. And it is the natural place to set up the initial state. Also, we have seen in the previous lecture that through this dot state, what we were doing, we were initializing some state part. Okay, so this is something which constructor will do. Now constructor method is called with props. We have already seen that we can also insert props as an argument in constructor. And you should always start by calling the super prop before anything else. This will initiate the parent constructor method and allow the component to inherit method from its parents. Means basically what will happen then when you call this component and after that this super with the prop argument, then it will initiate the parent constructor method. Okay, means whatever the parent constructor method is there, it will initiate that and allow the component to inherit methods from its parent. Means you can inherit the different properties from the parent element. Now here they have written this bit of code. Let's discuss that what is happening here. First of all, through this class keyword, what is happening? That you are creating class header, means you are creating a class component with name header, which will extend your react.component so that it can use your constructor part and also this render function. Okay. Now see what is happening. You are setting the state as the line was also mentioned above, that in constructor firstly we define the state, okay, of a particular component. So here they are doing what? They are appending this favorite color to be red. I hope that it is clear. Then in render function, what is happening? That first of all, this will get called. The constructor will get called. It will append this favorite color to be red for the initial state. Okay. Now when you execute this render function, my favorite color is. This will be come to your web page as it is, but this will get evaluated, which is this dot state dot favorite color. So whatever favorite color you have assigned through the state part, it will be there in your web page. Okay. So this one is this, and when we call it, it will provide us the output accordingly. So just a second, let's just try to execute this in VS Code, then it will be clear to you. Okay. So let me just open my VS Code first. Just a second. So basically what I will do here in car.jsx, I just have to change this bit of code where the class component is defined. Okay, so just a second. I will just change this component from there and will try to execute it. So first of all, what I have to do, I have to change my directory to React. So cd space React. And after that, if I do npm run dev, then it will start the server for me. And when I execute it, wait, I guess I have not used, yeah, sorry. Actually, the name of our component is header and I was exporting what? Car. So let's just do it first. And in app.jsx, I will use header. Now it will work for us. Also change it over here. Okay. I hope that it is clear. Now, when I just refresh this, you can see my favorite color is red coming over there. So is it clear to everyone? Yes, Davidisa, I will take the presentation at the end of this lecture. Okay. Okay. So this is what we have to execute. Is it clear to you? Noor, Davidisa, and I guess Pranjali has joined just now. So is it your first session, Pranjali?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so basically we are covering React in this particular week. This is your second week and second session of that particular week. So we are going with React and up to now we have covered basic HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and the recorded video for that are there in YouTube. Okay, so the link is already there in your group in which you have joined. Just go through that link part and you will get that from there. Okay, so Noor, is it clear? And what about you, Davidisa? Have you got it that whatever I have taught up to now? Okay. So, Pranjali, do you have idea about React that we are right now on class components? So I will basically recap that what we have learned up to now, like in today's session. So we are talking about life cycle of class component. Okay. So just a second, let me take you through this part, which is our W3 school. And from here, we are learning in structured format because the time is limited. And also I have to assign you project at every Friday. So that's why we are just taking the help of this so that you can also get the proper notes and also get each and every concept in sequential way. Okay. So now let's see. Here, what I have told them just in the starting of session that we are talking about life cycle of component. Component are basically reusable bit of codes. And in life cycle of component, there are three things. First of all, mounting, then updating, and then unmounting. Mounting basically means that you are going to insert an element into the DOM. In React, you are going to insert an element into DOM is mounting. If you are going to update that element, that is known as updating. And if you are going to delete that element from the DOM, that is basically known as unmounting. So I hope that it is clear. Then in mounting, there are different functions over written over here, which but from there, only this render function is required function. Otherwise, all the three are optional function. Means if you want to use them in your code, you can use. Otherwise, render is necessary that you have to write the code for render part in each whenever you are initializing or mounting a particular component. So after that, we have learned about this constructor part that this constructor will initially set up the state for you. And accordingly, you can pass the props as an argument in constructor. Then we have just covered this particular code part. Here, what is happening? First of all, we are defining a class component. How we come to know that it is a class component? Because here we are using class keyword. And then after that, this header is known as class component with name header. It will extend some library which is react.components. So we have to import it before using it. When we will move to our VS Code, I will let you know that how to import this. Okay. Then a constructor is there which is initializing the current state. Right now, what is happening that we are initializing the this dot state means current state of object and the favorite color for it to be red. Okay. So now as render is required function whenever we are mounting something. So can you predict the output for this? That my favorite color is this dot state dot favorite color means this dot state is there and you have appended the favorite color to be red. And also I have tell you that these are sequential function means if constructor is defined, then first of all this will execute, then this function, and after that render function. So same thing happen here that constructor will get called first and it will append favorite color to be red. Then after that it will execute and it will append favorite color. Same thing we have just executed in our VS Code. Like here in car.jsx, I have imported the React part, import React from React. Okay. Then class header extends react.component. Here what we have done that favorite color are set it to red. And when we are just returning the HTML part here, it will console us that I am a red car or something like that, whatever is there in H2 tag. So you can see my favorite color is red is coming at our end. So is it clear? Everyone just response in chat box or you can unmute yourself also in case of any doubt. Just let me know that is it clear to you? Okay, perfect. Pranjali. Yes, no, let me just, okay, just give me a second, guys. Okay. Okay, so yes, let me just tell you that what this keyword is doing here. See, this is currently referring like whatever object you are mounting. Okay. So this keyword basically set its state, or it will basically target that, or you can say indicate that particular object states, and then append the value of that particular state. Okay. So through this keyword, as we are using constructor, so there is a scope of object. So this keyword is basically referring to the current object over there, and then it will initialize any state or append any current state to it using this curly parenthesis type syntax where you are using key and value attribute. Like favorite color is the key, and after that you are providing its value. Okay. So is it clear now? Guys, in case if my voice is breaking, then you can just unmute yourself and let me know. Okay. Is is my voice coming clearly now? Hello everyone. Am I audible to you? Okay, okay. So no, just let me know that whenever the voice is breaking, just unmute yourself and let me know about that. Okay. Just a second. Okay. Okay. So now we will move further to our next function, which is get derived state from prop. So as the name is suggesting that we will get some state part now from the props. Okay. So means get derived state means we have to just get the state part from our props. And where we define this prop, we basically define this at the call time of our component, otherwise in our constructor. So let's discuss it. The get derived state from props method is called right before rendering the element into the DOM. This is natural place to set state object based on initial props. Okay, what they are saying that through constructor you are setting up the state, but what value is to be set it, that is defined by your props part. Okay, get derived state from prop. That is basically the meaning for it. It takes state as an argument, means it will take any state as an argument and return the object with all changes to state. Okay, so let's go through a particular example here. Then it will be more clear to you that how it is working. So first of all, as we are learning about mounting process, so what is the sequence? First of all, the constructor will get called. Then this get derived state from props will get called. And after that, this render function. So let's check about it. What will happen? Constructor, it is taking some props. Okay, this dot state and changing the color, favorite color to red. Okay, after that, static get derived state from props. It will take two arguments. First one is your props and other one is your state, so that accordingly they can change it. Now return favorite color to be props dot favorite color, means whatever the favorite color you are sharing as your prop, it will be appended over here in the favorite color and you will get the output according to it. Okay, now see what will happen. My favorite color is this dot state dot favorite color, means what will happen that whatever favorite color you are going to append from this faf call prop, will be come over here. So let's try to first execute this. Okay, then I will let you know that how the flow is working. Just you have to keep in mind that all of these things will work sequentially. Okay. Is the voice coming properly now? Just give me an idea about that. Pranjali and Noor, just let me know. Okay, okay. So here, see what I will do. I will change this bit of code. Classes header. See what is happening here. Classes header, React component, constructor is there, and initially state is red. Okay. But after that, get derived state from props will get called. What it will do? It will take a favorite color from the props part. Means whatever as a user you are going to share here in header part. Suppose I am sharing it like this. Fab color is equal to blue. This I have shared. Okay, then this color, this favorite color blue will be appended now to the favorite color. And when this render function will call, it have the favorite color now blue because it is coming from user part. First of all, we have set it to red, but after this function will execute, the color will change to blue. And after this, when render function is at finally called, what it will do, it will check the updated color, means up the last color which is there in favorite color. My favorite color is this dot state dot favorite color. So it will provide us that output which is by the current value of your favorite color. Okay. And according to us, the favorite color value for right now will be whatever is coming through favorite color prop. Like fav call prop stand for favorite color. So let's execute it and let's see what we are getting. So you can see in the output we are getting my favorite color is blue. Okay. So I hope that it is clear to you that how the flow is working. So just try to execute it and let me know that are you getting it? And give me just 2 minutes, Noor, okay? Okay. So now what we basically learn, just a second. This part is done. Okay. So I hope that Noor, you are getting that how we are getting this color to be blue over here. Let's check with other part now, which is this render function. We have already learned about this render function that what will happen that whatever we are going to render, it will just come to our web page. React just render that the particular tag or HTML you can say code to our website. So if I just execute this bit of code, then you are familiar with it that it will just write, it will just return you. This is the content of the header component. Okay, so I hope that it is clear to you, but we can also just execute this. Just a second. Okay, so let's try to execute it, then it will be also clear. What I will do, just remove this bit of code, paste this code here. Everything is same, that this is the content of the header component. And what we can do, we can just remove from here this prop. Okay, and if I now refresh this page, coming over here, you can see this is the content from the header component, means render function is required function. So if we have not defined constructor and get derived state, still it is working. Okay, but if suppose I will just remove this render function from here, it will throw us an error because this one is not optional. This is basically not optional function. This is a mandatory function. Okay. So we have covered up to now what we have covered. We have covered three main function of mounting phase. So what was the first one? First one was our, just a second. First one was our constructor where we can initialize the current state. After that, there was get derived state from props. What we were doing here, we are just accessing the prop, accessing the state through the prop part. And through this render function, we are rendering the components part to the web page. Now there is another thing which is component did mount. So let's see about this, that what this method will do. This is the fourth one, means in sequence wise, this is fourth one. So let's talk about it. The component did mount method is called after the component is re-rendered or rendered, means when you have displayed something on the web page, after that this component did mount is called. This is where you run statements that require the component is already placed in DOM. Means this verified that okay, that your component is there in the DOM, and after that this will execute. So let's try to see this particular bit of code. What is happening over here? Let's check that. Class is header. It is extending your react.component. And what will happen through this constructor part? Constructor props, super props, and then after that this dot state means initializing the current state of that particular element, and that favorite color to be red, means the state favorite color is set it to red through this dot state. Okay, now what will happen, we will move sequence wise. First of all, constructor get called. After that, get derived state from props will get called. But there we can see there is no such function. So we are not going to execute that. Then after that, what will come? Render function will come. So we will come to render function and see. Render, my favorite color is this dot state dot color. So right now, what is the favorite color? Red is the favorite color. So up to now, we will get red as an output. Now, as soon as render is, you can say executed, it will check for component did mount. Okay. Now what will happen? In component did mount, set timeout is there. Set timeout is basically a timer function which will execute after this much milliseconds. This 1000 millisecond is equivalent to 1 second. Okay. So basically what will happen, that through this set state, we have already discussed this set state function, that through this we can change the initial state. Okay. So what it will do now, that after 1 second of executing the render function, the color from red will be changed to yellow. Okay, I hope that it is clear to you. Let me just execute this code and then it will be more clear to you. Just change this bit of code. Header is it, and header we are calling. I am changing this 1 milliseconds to suppose 8 milliseconds, means 8 seconds. Now let's see about this. See, my favorite color is red. Red is coming. After 8 seconds, what will happen? It is automatically changed to yellow. Are you able to see this? That when I refresh this, and suppose if we wait for 8 seconds, then automatically this color, which is right now red, it will convert it to yellow. Okay. And how this thing is happening? This thing is happening through this component did mount part. After render function, means after whatever you have rendered to the web page, this component did mount will get execute, and it will use a timer function that after this specific bit of time, what will happen that I will change the color of your favorite color through set state. Only this function is, you can say, only through this function we can change the current state. So that's why they have used set state over there. So is it clear to you, Noor? Okay, perfect. Are you also trying to execute this? Or in any doubt, you can just ask that. Okay. Now we have covered the first phase. Can you just list me that what are the lives, what is the life cycle of, you can say, components? How many phases are there? And for the first phase, can you just let me know the name of the functions? Not getting your voice, Noor. Okay, I guess, yeah, now it is coming.
Uh, Sir, there are three phases of life cycle. First one is mounting, second one is updating, and third one is unmounting. And in mounting, there are four components. First one is constructor, second one is get derived state from props, third one is render, and fourth one is component did mount.
Okay, well done, Noor. That's great. I thought that you will take some time to just get through those four functions, but that's great that you have idea about them now. Good. And also you are familiar with the functionalities, like how they are working, what is the sequence, same sequence they follow, in which order you have just listed them. Okay. Okay. Now we are going to move to second, you can say, phase over there, which was updating. So when you can update an element, if that exists in your DOM, okay, so that's why it is the second phase. The next phase in life cycle is when a component is updated. A component is updated whenever there is a change in component state or props. Means what they are saying, that whenever the component state is changed. Suppose when you call that something is updated, if the car color is red for initially and after some time it is changed to yellow, that means that from initial state the color is changed. So that is known as change, updating something. And that's why they are saying whenever the state will change, it take it as updating something. So let's see about the building. Yes, Noor.
Sir, but in mounting the fourth component, which is component did mount, in that we also update the color. So what is the difference between
Yes.
mount?
So basically in component, what we were doing in you can say in this component did mount, we were using the set state functionality. But in uh, updating something through the DOM, we basically will see that we have to update it using these many functions, not directly through that. It will not change it for DOM. Means, see, through this set state, you are just changing the color for the user's interface. Okay. But through it is not changing in DOM. Means whenever, see, this is the basic difference. Like every time you execute this particular function, first of all, it will provide you the red color, and after few seconds, it will provide you the yellow color. The update is not permanent for that. Okay. So this is basically the difference over here. But if we are doing some updating part, then it must be permanent effect. Okay. Then it call updation. So here what is happening, like if I go to that particular output screen, you can see every time I refresh it, it is red right now. But after few seconds, it will change to yellow. Okay. So just a second. Yeah, now it is yellow. But see what happened, that if once it is become yellow in color, then DOM is changed to yellow accordingly. then why after refreshing I am getting red again? Okay, so that's why it is saying that it is not permanent, and to make a permanent update, we are using these methods. This is now updating. Like in the second phase, we will learn that how we can directly update an element in DOM so that the updates can be saved into the DOM. Okay. Right now, your whatever you are changing is not saving in the DOM. So we are basically now going through these functions that how we can just change these things in DOM directly also. That will come in updating part. So a component is updated whenever there is a change in the component state or prop. So let's see 5 built-in functions in our React, and the sequence is same for execution of them. First of all, this get derived state from props will get called. Okay, this is same function as this one which we have already run or executed. Okay, so don't get confused. This is the same function of that. So let's try to discuss one each and everything one by one. Also at updates, the get derived state from props is called. This is the first time method that is called when a components get updated. Means what they are saying that after the mounting part, if you are doing the updation part, in updation, the first function which get called is get derived state from prop. This is also an optional function. Like every function here are optional in just except render function. Okay, means get derived state from prop is optional, should component update is optional, get snapshot before update is optional, and component did update is also optional function. So we are discussing about get derived state from prop. We have already an idea that it will use some props at the user end and accordingly call that. So class header extends react.component. Constructor part is there. Through constructor, what we are doing now, this bit of code is now on your tips. Through this, we are doing that setting the favorite color to red of the current object. Okay. After that, through this get derived state from props, see, now what you can see that after constructor you will be confused that you have to call this get derived state from prop or to this render one. So think this as the mounting phase. Okay, so called constructor, and after that this get derived state from prop. Okay, and then what will happen that prop state favorite color will be coming from your prop section. Then what is happening? See, this render function get called. Don't jump to this change color function. Go to this render part. Now what will happen? My favorite color is this dot state dot favorite color. So what will happen? Red will come first. Okay. Then there is a button. Okay. They are saying that there is a button. And and one more thing that after red, whatever color you are you can just passing as a parameter through this fab call with rendered over here. But after that, they are saying that there is a button. Okay. And when you are going to click on that button, it will call your change color function. So let's go to change color function. What it is saying that this dot set state means now change the color favorite color to blue. They want that favorite color get converted to blue when they are clicking on a particular button. So when you are clicking on a particular button, that means you are re-rendering your website. Okay. And after re-rendering, what will happen? This get derived state from props get called again. Why this get called again? Because see, if something is there in your web page, okay, what you are doing, you are re-rendering that web page. Means that it is mounted successfully. Now you are updating something. Okay. So while updating, what will happen? That this get derived state from props get called first. So every time you just click on this particular button, it re-render the website. It call the updating phase. It call the get derived state from prop and provide you the fab color value which you have passed through user. So it is not going to change this color to blue. Every time you are going to click on this button, the output will not be blue. The output will be same as whatever you are passing as a prop. So let me just execute this bit of code, then it will be more clear to you, and then you can ask me the doubt. Okay. So just a second. Here, if I change this bit of code, Yeah. See, what I was saying, that first of all, the color is red. But through props, you have to share this fav call. Okay, so I am going to app.jsx. Here, what I will do, I will just use fav color and then use pink because blue is already used there. So you will get confused. So that's why I'm not using blue color. Now, what will happen? That this get derived state from prop is called my favorite color is. So for the first time, the favorite color must be pink. Okay. Then you can see there is a button. Now this is something through which students get confused, that there is a button. And when you are clicking on that button, according to you, what happened? That change color is a function and it is using set state. So it will provide us blue color. But that is not the correct output. Why? Because when you are see, something is there in your web page means that element is there in your DOM. You are done with your mounting part. Now what will happen? You are having you are re-rendering the website. How you are re-rendering the website? Because you are clicking something on that website. Okay. So after re-rendering, you come to updating phase. Now in updating phase, what is the first function? Get derived state from props is the first function. So it will call the favorite color as you can say blue, sorry, pink. Pink we have shared as a favorite color. So it will called and set favorite color to be pink. Now again, what will happen? Render function will get called. This line will execute. My
Sir,
favorite color. Yes, yes, Noor.
sir, I got little bit confused. Can you explain again?
Yes, yes. See, I was saying that first of all, what will happen? Mounting phase is there. Through mounting phase, what you were doing, you were calling your constructor. Then you were going to get derived state from props. Okay. And after that, this render part. This what we were doing. Yes. So for that, what will be the output? First of all, this red is there. Okay. Then this get derived state from props will get called. It will ask the value from fav call. Okay. And what we have passed in fav call, we have passed pink. So right now, my favorite color is pink. I hope that it is clear. Then see what will happen when you just render this. What will happen? That my favorite color is, and what is the current color? The current color is pink. So you will get my favorite color is pink. After that, there will be a button. What is the button? That button will having the name change color, and on clicking on that button, as you can see, the event is triggering your change color function. You will move to change color. Up to now, I guess it is clear. Up to now, it is clear, Noor?
Sir.
Yes. So see, now in this change color, see what is happening. It is changing through the set state and changing the favorite color to blue. Okay. Means you are changing your favorite color to blue. When you are clicking on a button, that means you are re-rendering your web page. Means you want the web page to again load. Okay, that is what you want. But when your browser reload that page, see what will happen, that the element is already there in your DOM, means you are done with the mounting part. So now it will come to updating part because you want something to change. You want a action to be performed as per the specific function. So updating part is now started. Okay. And in updating part, see what is happening. The first function in updating part is get derived state from prop. This was the first function. So what will happen? You will come to this part again after clicking on that page or clicking on that button. What it will do? It will just ask you that what is the favorite color you have passed as the prop. So what we have passed as our prop, we have passed pink color. So again, the color is set it to pink. Okay, you want it to be changed to blue, but as there was get derived state from prop, so that's why it will again change that blue color to pink. So basically, if I execute this code, see what will happen. See, right now this is coming. It is clear to you that how this pink is coming because it is taking it from prop part. But when I click this change color button, see, I am clicking this change color button. I'm multiple time changing this change color button, but color is not changing. That's why I want to, that's what I am explaining you that why this color is not changing. This color is not changing because as soon as you click on this button, it will called get derived state from prop again. Why? Function is because your function is triggering some update part. Okay, so it will call in DOM, it will just call the get derived state from prop again to just update this color, and will check that what is the updated color now. So that will not come, this change color blue will not come, because it will call this function, and after that render function, and as render function having the favorite color as pink because of this function. So that's what you are getting. Is it clear now, Noor? You can ask the doubt, like where you are stuck in that. See, first of all, mounting phase is clear to you. Okay. Then after mounting phase, what will happen? As soon as I am clicking on this button, like suppose change color, what should happen? Let's just discuss that. What should happen according to you? That when if we are clicking on this change color function, what will happen through set state, as we are using set state? So the color should change to blue. That's what according to you the output must be. But why we are getting pink? This is the question. Okay. So because we are getting pink because every time the website re-renders, means suppose if you are changing this color, your React in backend, what will happen that it will go to DOM. It will see that you want to update a color. In updating part, what is the first function that we have to move through sequence now? So the first function in updating phase is get derived state. So you will call get derived state. Mounting is done. Now again, you are calling this function only. Okay. Through this function, just let me know that what is the favorite color now. Just response me with this, that through this function, what is the favorite color now? It is taking it from props.favorite color. Means it is taking it from there. So just let me know that what color it will be. Yes, pink. Okay, it is clear. Then see, in updating part, what is the second step? Should component update. That is not there. Then what is the next part? Render function. Means you have to go to render part. Now after this, in updating part, you have to move to render part. You come to render part. What will happen? These lines get executed first. My favorite color is, as you have already know that favorite color is set it to pink already. So it will again changing that color to pink. Means when you are clicking on this change color, by default, it is converting pink to pink. So that's why you are not getting any blue output over here. Is it clear now? Now in upcoming section of updating, we will see that how we can pass the access, that if user is clicking on a changing color button, how you can render that change color to our website. Okay, for that we have to see the upcoming function also. But before that, just let me know that is the flow is clear to you, that how is happening that mounting part, how it is done. Then after that, if we move through move from this function to the next function, then it will be more clear to you that how these things are happening. Okay, so just let me know that is it clear, or if there is any doubt you can ask, or do one thing that if you want you can explain that what you are uh yes, ask you if you want to.
Sir,
Yes.
uh, so sir, firstly we go to the get derived state from props. From that we get the color is pink.
See, yes, first of all you get to this part. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, but you will not come to this change color. Why you will not come to this change color? Because you are not calling right now this function. Okay. When this function will get called, when you click on this button. Okay. See, this is why there we have written that now we have to call it. Okay. But before that only this favorite color is every time setting to pink already by this props.fav call. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. It will be clear
Okay.
to you. Yeah. You are saying something?
No, sir, it's clear now.
Okay, okay, perfect. So now let's see that how we can just change these colors. Right now, let's move to this should component update part. So let's go to that part, should component update. In the should component update method, you can return a Boolean value. What they are saying that it will return a Boolean value. So if I let you know that what is happening here, that through the should component update, you tell your browser that you want to update your page or don't want to update your page, or you can say element. Okay. In that case, it takes Boolean values, means true and false. So in true and false, what will happen that if you are passing it as true or passing it as if you are passing it as true, then your component will just update. Okay, if you are changing, like suppose if we talk about this example, now if here I just click on this button, then the color value will change for me. Otherwise, it will not change. So this type of access that you want to really change your component, update, this is happened through should component update. So it will be more clear when I just try to just go through this particular example and let you know by
Sir,
default
your
that what
voice
is.
is breaking.
Okay, so is it coming now?
Hello?
Hello?
Yes, sir,
Hello,
now
Noor.
it's,
Okay, okay,
yes, sir, now it's coming.
okay. See what is happening here. First of all, see this bit of code. What will happen? That favorite color will be set it to red. Clear? After that, constructor is called. You will see get derived state. Get derived state is not there. Then you will see get derived state is not there. You will go to should component update. So yes, should component update is there. By default, the value is false. So what will happen that you are telling your browser that don't update whatever the change user wants. Don't update that. That is the meaning for it. Okay. So means that you are telling that if someone is clicking on the button to change these colors, still don't change the button color. Okay. Then what will happen? My favorite color is this dot state dot favorite color. Okay. Means my favorite color is right now, whatever the favorite color is there. Means red is there. So red is here. Okay. After that button is there. And on clicking on this button, what will happen? It will call this change color function and change the favorite color to blue. Now you should think that it will change the color to blue as there is no get derived state which is changing the color again. Okay, but that is right now not the proper answer for it because here we are using should component update. What this should component update will do, it is saying that don't change the updated in DOM. It is by default having the value right now, it is having the forced value to be false. Means they are saying that don't let them change the color to blue. Okay, it will be more clear when I just execute this code and all your doubts will be clear after that. Just a second, let me just change this bit of portion. What is happening that you are changing the favorite color to blue. Okay, and also you don't have to use this time this. Yes. So you are changing the color to blue. First line, my favorite color is blue. This is okay. But now you want to change this color. So there is a button to change that. Now see, there is red color is coming. Now there is also a change button. But when you are using this change color button, it is not changing the color. Why it is not changing the color? Because you are telling through this Boolean value false that don't update. Suppose if I change it to true and then execute this program, I have changed that boolean value to be true. And now if I use this change color, so you can see now it is working fine for us. Okay. So by default, the value is true. Suppose if I just remove this bit of code also, like what I am doing, I am removing the should component update. By default, it is true also. So again, if I refresh this, right now it is red. But when I use this change color, so you can see it is converting to blue. Okay. So that's why in the previous sections, like yesterday code, when we were using this set.state function, you guys can see that we were able to do the change part. So how that was happening? Because by default, the should component update value has been true. So that's why only you will able to see the changes. And as this was not there in the previous function, like what was happening in the previous function, see here, in the previous function, what was happening? As there was get derived state from props. Okay. So that's why it was not uh, able to just change your color from other blue, like blue color. It was not able to change the color to blue because this was setting the color to pink again and again. So that improvement we have seen over here through this should component update part, where we will use boolean values. False mean that we don't want to update the color, and true means that we want to update the changes in DOM. I hope that it is clear to you. So if we will move to this next example, like here, they have done same thing, that they have make it to true. And if I run it over here and I change the color, you can see, oh wait, I have to refresh it. Right now it is red. When I click on this change color button, it will convert to blue. So this is what we have to see. Is it clear? Should component update?
Sir,
Yes.
uh, sir, so, uh, sir, can I talk in Hindi?
Sorry, what more?
Sir, can I talk in Hindi?
Yes, yes, sure.
तो सर मैं कह रही थी कि जैसे कि यहाँ पे हमारे पास इसके शुड अपडेट में जो है हमें हम जो खुद से ट्रू और फॉल्स पे जो हम ये वो कर सकते हैं कि अगर हमें अपडेट कराना हो तो हम कर सकते हैं वरना नहीं करवाना तो नहीं कर सकते पर लेकिन इससे
Ye-
पहले वाला जो था उसमें हमारा अपडेट हो ही नहीं सकता और यहाँ पे हमारे पास वो है इससे पहले वाला जो हमने देखा था
Yes,
गेट
yes, yes.
फ्रॉम शॉप
यस, वहां पर आप खाली गेट डिराइव स्टेट फ्रॉम प्रॉप यूज कर रहे थे, तो उसकी वजह से वो वैल्यू आपकी फेवरेट कलर की बार बार सेम कलर पर सेट कर दे रहा था. लाइक इफ वी वर यूजिंग पिंक, सो इट वाज जस्ट टेकिंग दैट प्रॉप पार्ट फ्रॉम देयर, फ्रॉम द यूजर पार्ट, एंड देन इट इज इवेल्युएटिंग दैट पिंक कलर एंड अपेंडिंग दैट टू द फेवरेट कलर. ओके, so that's why you were not getting the output at that time. But through this should component update, as the name is suggesting, that it is asking you that should the component update, that you want the component to be updated. If yes, then return the value to be true. If not, then return the value to be false. Accordingly, you can just set these values. Okay. Now, at the third part, you can see we are moving in sequential way. We come through this get derived state from prop. We have learned about should component update. Now we will see render function. Okay. Through this render function, see what will happen. We have already have an idea that it will render all the things to our web page. So let's go through this also. The render method, of course, called when a components get updated, means they want to say that first of all, at the mounting time, render function will get called. But also, if you are changing something or if you are updating something, then how that updated color in DOM is coming to your website. It is coming through this render function only. Okay. So this is the example for it also. Let's try to dry run it first, then we will execute it. So what will happen through this bit of code? Favorite color is set it to red. Clear? Then there is change color. When we will call this in our function, then I will come to this definition part. My favorite color is, in my favorite color, you are setting the favorite color to red. So right now it is red. Then there is a button and you are clicking on that button to change the color. So when you are clicking on that button, so what should happen, that it must be converted to blue now. Okay. So when I just execute this, so right now render function is executed and you are getting this bit of code at your end. Okay, but when you have used this change color function, again the website has rendered. Okay, and that's why it is also called one more time through your updating phase now, because you have updated the color. Okay, so this is the render function. Yes, yes. If we are sequentially using the components for updating, then it will update accordingly. Okay. In DOM, it directly updates for you, not temporary, but permanently. Now there is another function, fourth one in updating phase, get snapshot before update. See, the name is suggesting that you will get some idea before update, means get some snapshot before update, means before updating or before rendering the updated part, give me also an idea that what was my previous state. So basically this was the meaning of this particular function. In the get snapshot before update method, you have the access to props and state before the update, means before update, you have the access to props or state. That suppose if I'm changing my color from red to yellow, okay, then yellow will be there after updation. But I also want to track that what was the color before yellow. Like I have changed the color from red to yellow and yellow is on my screen. But as a user, I want to know that which color was there, which has been converted to yellow. So for that, for tracking that record, we use get snapshot before update. So let's read this. In the get snapshot before update method, you have access to the props and states before the update, meaning that even after the update, you can check what the values were before the update. If the get snapshot before update method is present, you should also include the component did update method. Otherwise, you will get an error. Means they are saying that if you want to use this, you have to include this. Okay, we will see that what is this in the upcoming section. The example below might seem complicated, but all it does in this, when the component is mounting, it is rendered with the favorite color red. Okay, so let's try to discuss this first, then I will let you know. So this is the last part over here. After that, this section will be completed. Okay. They have not talked about unmounting and any other function. The reason is that right now we use only functional component, but there is nothing like something like that that we don't have the idea about these things. Okay. So right now, through this basic, like through this particular function, we are going to read about two functions. First one is your get snapshot before update, and after that component did update also. We are going to learn through that. Just a second. Okay. So let's discuss it. Up to now, I hope that is it clear. Everything will be clear to you. Now, we will go through this function. See what will happen. Class is header. Initially, you are setting the favorite color to red. This bit of code is clear. Then component did mount. So component did mount. We will execute after get snapshot. See, component. See, like component did update was there in updating part. Component did update was there in updating part, and component did mount was there in mounting part. So after constructor render function, this will get called first. Okay. So just keep the sequence in your mind. Okay. Then the output will be easy for you to evaluate. See what is happening. First of all, constructor will get called. Okay. Through constructor, what you have done, you have set it the color to red for your favorite color. After that, what will happen? After constructor, render function will get called. So right now, what will happen? My favorite color is red. Right now, red will appear here. Then div1 and div2. They have something basically div1 and div2 with ID. We will see that what is defined over there. It is clear. Then what will happen? You have called your constructor. You have called the render function. Now you have to call this component did mount. what this component did mount will do. Right now we are doing only mounting part, okay? In mounting now, this component did mount will get called. After that, what it will do? That change the color to yellow. You want the color to be changed to yellow after 1 second. Okay. What will happen? That this color is now changed to yellow directly after 1 second. Okay. Then there is this div1 and div2. Let's try to see these two functions over here. Now what is the use of them? Get snapshot before update means mounting is done. Now you are into updating part, and in updating, this get snapshot before update function is there. So let's discuss. It has the access to your previous properties, means previous props and previous state. Like what was the previous state and what was the previous prop, they have the access to it. Now what they are doing, document dot get element by id means get element by id. Wherever we are using div1 as the id, get that element. Okay, so where we are using that? Here we are using that. Here the id is div1. So they are targeting this element of ours, and they want that the inner HTML for that div, that change the inner HTML through this. What they are doing, that they are changing the HTML code of this particular div and changing it to before the update, the favorite color was previous state of favorite color. Are you able to see that example I was telling you, that suppose if from red you have changed the color to yellow, then they just track that if the color updated color is yellow now, so what was the previous color? Because after 1 second the red will convert it to yellow. So user can only see the yellow color in their screen. But if I want to track that what was the updated color, so for that I can use this get snapshot before update. Okay. And what this component did update will do? It will get the element by divided to. This is the divided to. The updated favorite color is now after the updation. What is the favorite color now? It will give an idea to us for that. So I will execute this bit of code. Then I will once again dry run this code, and then it will be clear to you. Okay. So just let me paste it over there. Okay. And then what I can do? I will just go to my React part, and one more thing let me do. Let me just change the 1 second time to 5 second time so that we can see the real time changes. Right now it is red. Nothing is coming over here. See, 5 seconds done. The color changed to yellow. But suppose as a user, if this part is hidden, suppose this part is not visible to you and you are getting my favorite color is yellow. You don't have any idea that what was the previous color. So to track the previous color, we use get snapshot before update function. Okay. And here, basically it is giving me an idea that before the update, the favorite color was red. Okay. That was correct thing, that before the update, the color was red, and after the update the color is becoming yellow. Okay, so same thing is happening over here. If you execute them sequentially, if the sequence is clear to you, then you can just get the output. See what will happen in mounting phase. First of all, you call the constructor will set the color to red. After that, render function will get called, and render function will call this thing only, that my, because the div right now is empty, so that's why at the first time if I refresh it, we are only getting only single line. Okay, right now because the div are empty. But what will happen after render? It will call component did mount. Component bit did mount. What will do after 5 seconds? It change the color to yellow. As soon as these things will happen, the mounting part is done. They will come to update part. They will call get snapshot before update and component did mount. As that task is of milliseconds on, so that's why after converting it to yellow, like see when this color will convert to yellow, at the same time you are getting the output for both of the updating functions also. Okay, like these divs inner HTML is changed accordingly, like before the update the color was, and as this function have the track of your previous properties, like what was the previous color of favorite color, so that's why it is providing you that color. And after the update, component did update is a function which let you know that what you have updated in the DOM, like whatever the element you have updated and what property you have set of the updated element, it returns that value. Okay, so that's why you are getting yellow for it. Clear, Noor? In case of any doubt, you can just let me know. I will explain you each and everything. Just let me know that are you able to go through the workflow that what is happening at first constructor is setting a color, then as there is no get derived state from props, so it will come to directly render part. It will render something, then component did mount will get called. Component did mount is using a timer function, so after a specific time interval the color will directly change from red to yellow. Now, as a user, you know that you have written the code. As a developer or as a coder, you know that you have written the code so that you can change the color from red to yellow. But if I want to track that color, that what was my previous color, which is now changed to yellow, for that we use get derived set from prop. Sorry, get snapshot before update. Okay, and then it provide me the previous color accordingly. Is it clear to you, Noor?
Sir,
Oh, yes.
sir, I want to ask why it is necessary for user to know the previous color.
Okay, like see, as this is the traditional function. Okay, so suppose if I make it to 1000, like suppose right now the time is 1 second. So up to when you will just reach to your website. If I refresh it, just a second. Yeah. So what I was saying that suppose if I just cross over it, okay, and I just re-execute this bit of code again. Oh, wait, where's my terminal? If I just re-execute this code, here it is. Let me just close it and re-execute it, suppose. Okay, when I reach to my website, okay, so right now it is not happening. Like 1 second is very less seconds. Okay, so up to then, if suppose you will be delayed while coming to this website and the color is changed from red to yellow, then how you can see that okay is your color is changing or not? Also, that there is need to track the color because as suppose if you are updating something and you want to have an idea about that at what you have updated, if there are multiple updates, like first of all you are converting the color from red to blue. Right now we are talking about color. Suppose if I am talking about any particular functionality, right now we are writing minor codes, but suppose if I am writing some another functionality like something else in that particular web page and I want to know about the previous data also, so for that we can use this. But as there is not, you can say, any important role of this, so that's why it is optional. If this is so important, then it was a required, you can say, out function for it. Okay. But now you can see this is Davidisa, you are saying something. Now is it clear? No, just basically it is nothing like that. This is the important function. Just we have to check with the updated part that what was the previous state. So basically, this function tells you the previous state. Up to now, whatever function we have gone through, they don't have the track for our previous states. So just a function is there that if you want to know about the previous state, optional function is there. You can also track the previous state also. Okay. So if we are talking about a particular state, that how class component works with state, so this is also a functionality that okay that they have also the previous state of your component, as they have also the updated state of a particular element, as well as they have the previous state of that element. So this is basically the use of this get snapshot before update. Clear, no?
Yes, sir. It is clear now.
Okay. Okay. So with this particular module is being completed. Okay. And from tomorrow, we will just move to this props part. Props you are already familiar. I will just give you an idea about it. Then what is React conditionals? And then area is done. Then we will start with the hooks part because this is important one. Up to this use context hook, we are going to cover like what is use state, what is use effect, how uses how two parameters are there, how to use current state, how to change the current state. Then this use effect, which will trigger only on specific events. Okay, event handler. Then this use context, that how to declare something globally so that it can be handled in your every component. All of these hooks we are going to learn in the upcoming section. Okay, so if there is no doubt, and yeah, for before that, Davidisa, is your network good now? So I will take your presentation because I can see that there is some network issue at your end, because if I am allowing you, then it is taking so much time to just have the access of the session. So that tells that your network are not good. So just let me know, is the network is good at your end, then I will take the presentation today. Otherwise, no problem. I will take it tomorrow. Yes, your screen is
Yes, your
visible.
screen is visible.
So please can you hear me?
Yes, your voice is
Yes, your
coming.
voice is coming.
Okay. So please, I decided to work on the restaurant's website, and
Okay.
in it I made 4 files. The gallery, they said that we are supposed to have 4 main feeders, which is the gallery, the home, the menu, the reservation, and testimonials. So I save all my CSS in the style.css and my HTML in the HTML file and the
Okay.
images in the image file.
Okay, good.
So
Good.
the index.html is my main, is my home, is the home page. And in it, the footer, because I don't want to always be updating the dates,
Okay.
Okay.
because I don't want to be like always updating these dates, I use a JavaScript file for it, which is this one.
Okay, perfect.
Perfect.
And
Just can
I
you
arrange my
scroll
Just
your
can you
images.
scroll your
site a bit?
site a bit?
Pardon?
No,
So
like
No,
the
like
web page you have
the web
created.
page you have created.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Okay, good.
Good one.
Good one.
so this is my home, and this I added the nav in the header. So that's the reason we're having it here.
Okay,
And the main
perfect.
Okay,
content,
perfect.
I arrange it into sections. So this one is this part, the seasonal flavors is in a different section. The unapproachable, like all of the different parts of the pages are in sections so that I can design them. And I use the display grid to arrange my images.
Okay,
Okay,
great.
great.
And I was supposed to also create a reservation form, and this is my form. So I use a JavaScript code. I use a JavaScript code here. It says that on submit, alert, thank you, we have received your request and contact you to confirm. Then that it's always set the form.
Okay.
Okay.
Also, have you uploaded
Also, have
that
you
to
uploaded
GitHub?
that to GitHub?
Yes, please.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so great
Okay, so
work.
great work.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good.
good.
So all of
So all of
three, David, Lisa,
David, Lisa,
can you please
Sir,
can
stop
you please
sharing a screen?
stop sharing a screen?
Yes. So Noor has presented to me, and Davidisa also and Rutuja also. So great work, guys. Yes, Davidisa, you were saying something. Okay, so if there is any doubt, guys, then you can ask. Otherwise, we are just good to wrap this session. Okay, and we'll connect tomorrow at 6 p.m. sharp. Okay, perfect. No, thank you so much for joining. Thank you, Davidisa. Great presentation at your end. Today, as your network was not good, so that's why you were lacking. So just see the recorded video and cover all the concept. Okay.
Sir,
Yes.
yesterday class video was not uploading on the YouTube. Can you ask to upload?
Uh, sorry. One more time. Can you please repeat?
The yesterday video is not
Yes.
uploaded on the YouTube. Can you
Okay.
ask to upload it on the
Okay,
YouTube?
sure. I will ask the team for that. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now you guys can just leave the session. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining.